John Stuckey is our guest. He was addicted to heroin for 3 years. He's been clean for 6 months. His mother, Jan Stuckey, is here with us telling their story. John, you said something on the break that was quite interesting. You said that heroin addicts end up in the city, but they don't start in the city. Where do they start?
Like I was saying, most of them started in St. Charles, Wentzville, O'Fallon. I mean, a lot of the people that I ran around with, that's where they're from, and eventually, you know, their parents, their friends, their husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, they stop supporting. They think it's a lost cause. They cut them off. They send them on their way, and that's where they end up.
Try to give us a sense of how bad the heroin problem is in the region. Can you do that?
I mean, and I can only speak from my own personal
Sure.
experience. It is pretty bad, and it's and the people like we were mentioning earlier mask it very well. It's very hard to pick them out of a crowd. That you would never know. They even in my using, even the people I used around or with. I mean, it's not a group thing. Everyone does it in private. It's something that, you know, even like we said, you know, people don't talk about it, but even when you're using, you don't talk about it with the other users.
So you might know a friend who smokes marijuana, but you might not know a friend who's shooting heroin.
Yes.
Yeah. Jan, when you found out, you went to research. Did you go to ARCA first, or did you go some other traditional rehab facility?
We had gone to another rehab, a couple of different ones. We tried an outpatient. We tried an inpatient.
And those failed? Or those didn't work, John? Or what? Tell me about those first experiences.
I think you know, it's a combination of things, but at the end of the day, it's you know, you have to be willing to stop, and that's the first step. And once you're willing to stop, getting on the right medications for it, you know, Suboxone, methadone, those types of things. I never took that obsession away from me. The door was always still open, and you know, you don't find out. When you start using, you don't realize how powerful that drug is until it's too late and you're hooked. And, I mean, you spend many of days looking in a mirror, looking at yourself like, how did I get involved in this? How come I can't stop? Why is this out of control? And finally, you know, 6 months ago, I got on that Vivitrol shot, and it finally gave me a chance, at least, because it protected me and closed all those doors, that I could have a chance to have some clarity.
Explain this drug, because when I talk about it on the commercials with ARCA, I get letters from people critical of me for saying what I'm saying. I say that Vivitrol is a FDA-approved drug, and it's non-addictive, and it blocks the cravings.
I would completely agree with that. I would say that, you know, I think it was presented to me as a cask is put over the part of your brain that the receptors are that cause the cravings, and I believe Suboxone's similar to that, but it is a synthetic heroin itself, and it's addictive. So, and you have to take it once a day. So to have that choice. And Suboxone has a street value. So when you have a street value drug that you could sell for enough money to get your fix, it's kind of a give and take. But like I said, for the most part, the main thing is that it never took that obsession away. It was always there.
So are you still on Vivitrol now?
Yes, I'm on Vivitrol.
Did you try and use while you were on Vivitrol?
I have not, no.
You have not. Have you heard of others who have tried to use?
I have, and
what happens when you use heroin and you're on this drug?
They said that they got no effect. It was a waste of their money, and you know, and I hear what you were saying about people that think that a heroin addict is so addicted that they are going to go spend $300 in OD, and I'll tell you that a heroin addict would rather wait the 4 weeks and wait for that shot to wear off if they were really, but you got to give them a chance at least. At least that gives them 28 days to make a decision. No one would ever, I mean, I can't say ever, but to logically think of anyone that would do that is I don't know anybody that would.
You, when you reached ARCA and you took the shot, was it instant? Was it a week? I mean, take me through those first couple of days at ARCA.
It was actually amazing. Within a day or two, I would say the obsession was gone. I guess, and I don't know if it was the drug or the thought that I couldn't get high, that all those doors were closed, that all of a sudden it was like, okay, now I can start thinking for myself, because as long as that drug has a hold of you, as long as the door is cracked open a little bit, you will run out. And
What about withdrawal? What about the withdrawal? Did you have any withdrawal?
Well, I had to withdraw from the medication I was on, Suboxone, and once I did it, it was so worth it.
Right.
It was worth every bit of pain that I went through to get there.
But you're still on this drug. You get a monthly shot.
Yes, I do.
In the well, okay. So Jan, you've seen him the last six months. Do you have your son back?
Yes.
Yeah, you have your son back.
It's amazing. It's amazing to be able to talk and communicate with him and have him actually answer questions and ask questions.
Somebody who comes from a family of means, upper middle class. Your husband was an executive with Energizer for years, right?
Yes.
You've decided, and the both of you have decided, to start a charity, right? Tell us about this charity you started.
We're starting up a nonprofit organization called the Archway Institute for Mental Health and Addictive Disorders, and the ARCH stands for Awareness, Health, Community, and Recovery. I think I said that wrong, but
that's all right.
but yeah, we want to the Vivitrol shot is expensive, and treatment's expensive, and like I was mentioned before, the people that I've met in recovery and in these transitional houses and rehabs, their family, their insurance, they're unemployed, or once you get to the point that you have to be at a rehab, you have lost almost just about all supporters of you, including your job, and that brings in insurance, and they don't have the funds nor the means, but they have the willingness. They just don't have the means to get into these treatment centers, and it became apparent to me, and I wanted to try to do something to help out the next person get to the point that
you were lucky. You had a family who had means.
Yes.
And you're saying that there are people out there who don't have the means.
Yes.
For this treatment. And so this charity you've set up is to raise awareness and funds to help out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of families out there who are still loving and very supportive, whether they have means or not. And so.
Right. Yeah. Jen, you ever thought you'd find yourself in this situation?
No.
Yeah.
No, that wasn't the path I was going down.
Any advice for parents out there, Jen?
Keep talking to your kids. Keep talking, and
what should they look for to see if their son or daughter is addicted?
Watch the money, watch the weight, watch their stresses, because stress is a big trigger in this disease. And
well, the other one would be is that a lot of people have underlying disorders, like mine was depression, and you pretty much try to self-medicate yourself, and until a point where you're self-medicating and it's working, and then all of a sudden the drug or alcohol is taken over and it's not working anymore and it's running you, and to treat those other disorders that you have going on is important.
John, do you ever truly kick heroin?
Well, if they call it a lifelong disease and insurance is only going to cover the shot for 6 to 13 months, I would say that I'm committed. My life is worth enough to myself that I would be willing to stay on that shot for as long as I need to be, and whether or not it is that way, I'm not willing to take that risk and go back to that life.
Jan Stuckey, how do people find out more about Archway Institute?
We're in the process of setting up a website. I believe it's going to be archwayinstitute.org, but look for that coming up here in the next week or so. That's going to be up, and hopefully we get some more awareness out here, and if you guys will help us promote it.
We'll do whatever you need. And what's the phone number for ARCA? 314-645-6840 or arcamidwest.com. And we should say that you now work for ARCA. Is that right? You don't. You work.
I don't work for ARCA. They have a transitional house that I'm managing.
Okay. So you're helping out the cause, if you will.
I'm giving back.
The phone number is 314-645-6840. That is not a commercial, but that is a personal endorsement from me to you and anyone who out there who is suffering from alcohol or drug abuse, including heroin. ArcaMidwest.com, 314-645-6840. And the website is archwayinstitute.org. John Stuckey, wish you the best of luck. Thank you for telling a very difficult story.
Thanks for having us on. I really appreciate it.
Jan Stuckey, good luck to you.
Thank you.
It's been a 3 years, interesting 3 years for you and your family. I bet.
There's a lot of hope out there for a lot of people. I hope that would be the what we're trying to get across.
You got it. Thanks.
Thank you.
Traffic and weather, and then Darren Criss from Glee next in the Big 550 KTRS.
9:35 here at the Big 550 KTRS. Let's head to the Golden Oak Lending Traffic Center with Ed Smarin. Ed?
Roads still look really good. No accidents going on. We've got construction, though, 64 westbound at Jefferson in the left lane till 3 p.m. 70 express lanes both ways from Broadway to Berkshire Boulevard. Those will be closed for road work till 3, but overall, things in really good shape right now. Traffic brought to you by Subway. Enjoy delicious chicken made the way you say at Subway. Try the oven-roasted chicken.